So this is lesson 16, the problem set in Algebra 2 having to do with the multiplication and division of polynomials. And if you look at the practice problem, it gives you just one there, and that is synthetic division. So remember to put your numbers in the correct order of exponents on the variable. So the 4x cubed would go first. So it would be written like x minus 3, and then you've got your division. And you're going to put your 4x cubed first, and then your minus 3x squared. Don't forget to bring the sign that's in front of it with you, and you're going to do your division that way. So remember that if you are given some problems, such as number 11, you're going to write it as x minus 4, and then you've got negative 8 plus x cubed, or you're going to write it as x cubed minus 8, but you've got to remember that you've got to have, oops, that didn't look like a cube, 0x squared plus 0x minus 8. You have to have these placeholders that go 3, 2, 1, 0. If you do not put those placeholders in there, I can guarantee you will get stuck real quick and will have no idea what to do. So remember to put those placeholders in there, and you'll know that when you get stuck and things aren't working, you're going to know that you made some major mistake, and that will almost guarantee be the mistake that you'll end up making. Remember for ones like number 9, when you're multiplying, you can either multiply horizontally or vertically. I don't really care. And you just do whatever is the simplest for you. A lot of students will use this vertical method or horizontal method because they don't have to rewrite it. They don't have to take this and put it underneath there and rewrite it. But then other students like the vertical method because then they're adding and subtracting their like terms all together. So if they have it like this, they can go 9, negative 4x times 3 is negative 12x. Don't forget your signs. And 6x squared, and then when they do this, they put it underneath the other term that's like it, and this one they'll put underneath the other term that's like it, and when you multiply this, you're going to get 4x cubed. It doesn't have any like terms, so it's kind of out here by itself. And then you just add, this is the combining of like terms, and you end up having an answer right there where you don't have to combine like terms. Whereas if you use the vertical method, like I have left up there, you're going to have to combine like terms when you're all done. So you're going to be multiplying this times this, this times this. And then you're going to do these 3. Then you're going to have to combine like terms because you're going to have a whole string of numbers here that you're going to have to add like terms. So either way is fine. There's not one right, one wrong, one better or not. It's just whatever you feel the most comfortable with. Let's look at number 25 real quick. That's one that seems to give some folks a little bit of a struggle. We have 3 to the negative 2, x to the negative 2y, and that's over z. Then we're going to multiply that by 18x squared z over y minus 3xy z squared over x. Alright, so you can either move your negative exponents, like here, move them down before you do anything, or you can leave them the way they are and do all of that later. It's kind of up to you. But remember, when you're multiplying exponents, like here, a negative 2 times an x squared, you're adding the exponents. So when you add negative 2 to positive 2, those will cancel out. So you can either do that now, or you could bring the x squared down here and get rid of it. Okay, I don't really care which one you do. Let's go ahead and try it with, because you're going to eventually be doing this, leaving it where it's at. So we've got 3 to the negative 2. Whenever you're dealing with a number, you've got to move it down because you can't do anything with it. So we'll move it down there. And we'll take x to the negative 2 times x squared, which those cancel. 2 minus 2 is 0. And then we've got a y. It doesn't multiply anything times this, so we're just going to leave it. So what we end up with when we do the distributive property here is 18yz over 9yz. And now we're going to multiply this here times this over here. So let's multiply this times this. Notice, it all comes back to its original. We did this times this, and we canceled this and moved this, and that was fine, but it has to go back to its original now when we multiply it by this. Okay, so we've got a minus from here. And we have, let's move our 3 squared down, this one here, and we've got a 3. And in this case, we have a negative 2 and a positive 1. So this is going to be x to the negative 1, because negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Okay, we have y times y is y squared, and we don't have any z's to multiply, so that top is going to stay the same. And the bottom, this x and this z are just going to stay there. Alright, so now let's keep working on simplifying this before we combine it with this up here. So we've got a 3, and this is going to be 3 times 3 is 9. We're going to take this and move it down, so it becomes x times x is x squared. And I'm going to leave my y alone and my z alone, and I have a z down here. Okay, so now let's look at doing some canceling. I can cancel, let's change my color here, let's go to green. I can cancel that with that. I can cancel one of my z's with this one, and I'm left with 3y squared z, or I'm sorry, not a 3, it's just a 1, over 3x squared. So I've got this and this. So let's go ahead and rewrite 18yz over 9yz. So I just brought this down, and notice we can cancel, and we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, I can cancel this and this, so this becomes a 2 and this becomes a 1. These y's cancel, the z's cancel, so this becomes 2, and that's it, minus y squared z over 3x squared for an answer there. Okay, so that's it for problem set number 16.